To be back with you again today. I know it's Wednesday instead of Tuesday. I said I was going to be here on Tuesdays. Yesterday ended up being kind of crazy. And my sweet little newborn is going through a Wonder Week leap, which is like a developmental big growth spurt. And usually they're a little crabby and fussy. So it just didn't work out. But you know what? That's part of actually what we're going to talk about today. So it's kind of timely. And it works out that happened because it's part of what we're going to chat about. So today our topic is how to be highly sensitive as a music teacher mama without losing your cool. Why do we need to talk about this? Well, I feel like it's very pertinent this time of year, especially with all the concerts going on, concert season, just the craziness that goes on in our world, right? We have so much going on during the holidays season without work stuff. And then you add in the work stressors of the concerts and the different events that music teachers are responsible for, the assemblies or other extra duties that we sometimes have on our plates, right? And that's not even including the stuff that we have to think about and work on and face as moms, right? So it's a timely topic. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know quick, if you are not part of the Freelance Music Teacher Mamas group, you should go check that out. There's a link in the description of this video. If you want a space that is a space where you can feel like, man, I can talk about all these things that are music teacher related and mom related, especially as it relates to wanting to start your own business, or maybe you're teaching lessons on top of teaching public school and it just gets to be a lot. We talk about those kinds of things here and how we navigate that. And so if that sounds like something that would be helpful for you to have a space to chat about that stuff, join us. We'd love to have you. But anyway, so let's get talking about this topic. I have a couple tips for you, and then I also have linked some blog posts that I wrote below with additional tips. So if you like these, then you can go check those out too. Okay. The first one is to stop and breathe. How to be highly sensitive, how to be a music teacher, how to be a mom without losing your cool during this season. Stop and breathe. Do something for yourself. For me, that sometimes just looks like taking 30 seconds to sit and be still, and it doesn't even have to be silent in the room necessarily, and to just reset my body, reset my system, reset my mind. Sometimes that looks like adding an essential oil to remind me. So I'll like smell the oil when I stop and breathe. This one's called Christmas Spirit. I love this one. It has sort of orange and cinnamon and tree smells in it. I love that one. Sometimes it looks like telling myself a verse or a scripture verse or like an affirmation. I'm reminding myself who I am in the midst of whatever craziness is going on, right? So tip 1, stop and breathe, all right? Tip number 2, learn to let go when things don't go as planned. This one used to be super hard for me. And in the last couple of years, I would say the last year for sure, has gotten way easier in this regard. So I used to be really, really type A and want things to be a certain way. And I think part of that was because it helped me predict and manage my own system if I knew what was coming. If I could predict what was coming, I knew what was going to happen next. I could prepare my body for, and my nervous system or whatever for what was going to come. And I've learned that I need to just let go because that would actually stress me out more. So learn to let go, whether that's with your lesson plans that don't go as you wanted them to, or whether a day with your newborn didn't go as you wanted it to, like yesterday for me, or whether you had to cancel plans, or maybe the weather impacted your plans. We've had a lot of snow here lately, so that also impacts people's plans, right? So that is tip number 2. Learn to let go when things don't go as planned. And tip number 3 for today is learn to say no. Learn to set boundaries and say no. And this one's also hard for us music teachers in particular, because people are always like, hey, you're the music teacher, you can do this. Or, hey, you know how to sing, can you lead XYZ, right? People are always asking for favors or asking for our skills or our expertise, right? And that's not a bad thing. That means that they value us and they value what we know and what we can contribute. But sometimes we need to learn to say no. So sometimes that might look like not leading a sing-along at your school on top of all the concerts that are going on, right? Or maybe it looks like delegating something so that you aren't the only one in charge of it, right? Just get creative and think outside the box a little bit. At least that's been really helpful for me. All right. That's all I have for you today. I have more tips in the description of this video in a blog post that I wrote about being a highly sensitive music teacher, as well as a different blog post about how to navigate change with grace instead of overwhelm. So if you are interested in those, oh, actually, and I have a guide about how to not lose your cool in the during the holidays. So those are all pretty timely topics for what we're chatting about today. So if those are helpful for you, or if this conversation was helpful for you, go check those out and see if that would be something that would benefit you as well. All right. But be blessed, and I will look forward to catching you again next week.